like a huge adrenaline rush. I've never been in front of a crowd that big.
Man.
The lights, the cameras, the crowd.
And we are live again. Welcome back to the Amadi Gray podcast. I'm your host, Amadi Gray, and today we're going to be bringing on a special guest who I have known for the past 5-6 years, and we have done some really exciting stuff together. I'm talking ninja stuff. I'm talking obstacles. I'm talking training for American Ninja Warrior and actually getting on the show. We're going to be bringing on someone that has been on your television if you watched the American Ninja Warrior TV show, and he's made it so far, and you just really need to understand the work it's took, the years of training it has taken for him to get to that point. Austin, the real deal Seibert, we are going to get him on the call right now. I wanted to thank you guys again for coming along this ride of starting this podcast and just really being here and watching every single episode. It's going to be a fun ride. I have a new show coming out that's going to be really exciting and really fun called The Comment Section. So definitely check that out and subscribe as well. We're getting Austin Seibert on the call.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I just first I want to say thank you for coming on this podcast. Your documentary that I've watched was so well put together, and it really, because I know you, and I know how hard you worked to get to that point, and every bit of sweat, blood, and tears you put into training, and just the way you told that story was just spot on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, like you said, growing up, and just starting from chains and lanyards hanging from the ceiling and swinging around, really not having a goal.
Yeah.
Just working your way up and just having fun with the sport, and things started to come and competition started to get better, and here we are today. So yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to come on the podcast and give me that voice that I can come up here and tell my story. So I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime. So what would you say? I mean, we've known each other probably like 5-6 years now, bro. Like, and we started.
Yeah, it's funny. I just posted a picture on my Instagram of us.
Oh, you did?
I was like, oh my god, we look like little kids.
I was so in shape then. I really need to, cause I'm back in Fairfield now. I'm not sure if I told you that yet or not.
Yeah.
Moved back from LA because the world's on fire. We all know that. But I'm local now, and I was just talking to Phil the other day. For you guys who don't know, Phil was Phil was our coach when we first started training. Austin started training for Ninja Warrior a while before I did. And he can kind of tell you that story of how he got started. But Phil was the coach that really pushed us to past our limits. Who really had a big factor to play in our development in obstacle training. So he actually has a gym out in California, he's moving facilities. So we'll definitely keep in the loop about that, because if you are in the area or ever travel here, you will need to come check this gym out, because not only does it do really great things for your physical appearance and just you being in shape, it also does a lot for your mental strength as well. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about Ninja Warrior training. Austin, let's talk about that. Like not only the physical side, but the mental side. Like, how much strength did you have to have for the training, and did it affect like any area outside of your ninja training?
Yeah, good question. I always tell a lot of people when they come into the gym for the first time, I always tell them, like, you come in and I see a lot of people really take it out on themselves, and I tell them every time, like, hey, it doesn't matter how good you are, like, you will not get every single thing the first time you come in.
Yeah.
A lot of it's physical, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is very, very mental. Like, can you imagine running up a 20-foot waterfall?
Yeah, man.
Not being nervous, like come on, there's a little mental aspect in there.
Yeah.
But like I tell everyone, you keep coming in, you build up that confidence, and it comes pretty quick for some.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the salmon ladder, which was when I first started training. the salmon ladder was probably the number one thing that scared me the most. For some reason, I don't know what it was, but taking up the salmon ladder, for those of you who don't watch the show, is taking a bar that's hanging on like handles, right? And you're pushing yourself up with the bar to the next set of handles.
Yeah, it's like an explosive pull-up, but you're taking the bar with you.
Yeah, I don't know why I was so afraid of doing it. I don't know if it was my technique, but it got to a point where I figured out the technique. I did it, but after I did it, it became one of my favorite obstacles to do. Do you have a favorite obstacle, Austin?
Oh, the wall. I love
the wall. Man, like, all right, so at the gym, you guys would add different heights to that wall because you just got bored with it, right?
Yeah. Phil, I kept bugging Phil, and eventually he gave in, and he added like 2 feet to the wall.
That's crazy.
Eventually we hit the ceiling, and no, I can't really go any higher.
You can't go any higher than the ceiling, man.
After bugging him enough, he finally gave in.
Man, I remember I could barely do the wall as the regular height. Austin was running. They were adding layers to the wall. Like I don't know how many feet it was, but Austin would just run up, and literally, as he said, he was hitting the ceiling. You would see him at the ceiling. He ran up a wall to the ceiling, and I mean, it really helped him on the show as well. I know a lot of people are curious of how the process went to auditioning for the show, how you got on the show, and how well you did. If you can kind of paint that picture for us.
Yeah, of course. When I first started, the goal was just to have fun. I just had a group of friends that were doing it. I joined in on fun. Didn't really have any goal. The only goal was just to hang out, have a good time. As the years went on, I got better and better, obviously, and competition started to come in, and that was kind of the same thing. Like, just invite your family and friends, do some like local comps. And as time went on after that, the comps got a little bit more serious. I got more competitive with those. And at that time, you had to be 21 or older
That's
to
right.
compete on the TV
Yep.
show. And I was 18 at the time, and it was like a month away from, I just turned 19, and it was a month away from production of the show, and they came out with, they lowered the age requirement to 19 years old. And so I remember Phil and I were actually together, and I get a text from Lindsay Eskelson, a fellow Ninja Warrior and training partner.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Hey, did you see they lowered the age requirement to 19 years old?"
Oh,
Phil
man.
Phil and I instantly just like looked at each other like, "Oh, it's go time!"
Dang.
We ran to the gym and started creating the audition video and filling out the whole application.
Yep.
It takes forever.
It really does.
And the application's so long. It's every year. So after that whole process, it was kind of just like a waiting game. Like you didn't hear much. You're kind of just waiting for that call. And,
Yep.
I got a couple calls from producers asking me like a little bit more about myself and go into a little bit more detail. And in my mind, like, oh man, I'm 19 years old, getting the call from a producer.
Right.
They're looking for 19-year-olds. Obviously, if they're lowering the age requirement. But I never got that. I never got that for sure. Like you're on the call. So which was a bummer. But it happens. It is what it is. But I was like, all right, like I have to get on this show now. Like I'm of age. Like I've worked all these years to get here. And luckily there was the walk-on line. The walk-on line consisted of my rookie year is pretty much you check in to this line every single day. Pretty much, I think I was out there for like 2 weeks my rookie year. Out there every day, check in. If you miss your check-in, you pretty much lose your spot in the line. Luckily, I was runner number 4 my rookie year. Went up, nervous as heck.
And this is you going to compete.
Oh yeah. So
okay.
I got number 4. The runner number 4 of the night.
Woo.
I was like 3 guys go ahead of me. there. Like,
That's wild.
Man, it was crazy. I was like, oh man, I worked so hard for this. I remember it was super cold that night, and so like just closing my fist was, it's hard to handle. Surprisingly, I made it all the way to the 5th obstacle right before the 4th wall. Came down, I slipped off, my grip was giving out. It was like a huge adrenaline rush. I've never been in front of a crowd that big.
Man.
The lights, the cameras, the crowd. Went in the water. I actually have a video clip. I fell in the water and instantly came back up and just like threw my hands in the air. I was so excited. Like, oh man, like I made, like, after all the competition stuff, I had the goal of just being on the show. Like that was
your dream.
Goal, just making it. It was my dream. Just making it on the show, in front of the lights, in front of the cameras, in front of the audience, and I accomplished that. And so now, just moving forward, it's what's next for me. I gotta hit Vegas, and I gotta hit stage 2, stage 3, and eventually the goal is to win the whole thing. So after my rookie year, I actually made it far enough, fast enough to make it to the city finals.
Nice.
Which beat the obstacle I beat in the qualifier, or I fell on the qualifier. Made it up the wall, and actually went down on the salmon ladder.
Oh, what?
Finals. Yeah, went down the salmon ladder. And so the entire year, that salmon ladder is just in the back of my mind. Oh man, salmon ladder.
Do you know what it was? Like, were your arms just pumped, or was it just a mistake?
Yeah, kind of the same deal. It's like you can work on these obstacles, and you can work on training on certain things, but nothing's gonna give you training with adrenaline.
Yeah.
Until you do it enough.
Yep.
Like, it was such an adrenaline rush, and you would like peak on like obstacle number 3. You just tank, and you're like, man, how can I train for so long?
You could barely think when it's like that. You could barely think, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the whole season, or the whole off season, like obviously with like the training partners and stuff, like, oh, Austin's gonna do the same just mess with me. So I had to listen to that for like the entire off season. And so last year, same deal. I applied. I was like, okay, like I made it to the city finals my rookie year. Yeah. Like hopefully, like we can. I had a little bit more of a backstory in my audition video this year.
That's what they look for too.
Yeah, they really look for the story. And I remember my rookie year, they were asking me in B-roll, they're like, so like, what do you do? And I was like, nothing. I'm kind of just like your ordinary guy. They're like, what, do you do like tricks? Like, do you do flips? And I was like, no. I just enjoy doing this stuff. But yeah, I had a little bit more like backstory. Still didn't receive the call this past season, which was a bummer. So I did the walking line again, waited 2 weeks, and then on I believe it was like 2 days before production.
I heard about this.
I was running number 4 again. And the producer, his name is Peter, actually called my personal phone, and he was like, hey, you're planning on doing the TV show, right? I was like, yeah. And he was like, hey, there's this whole Snapchat Ninja Warrior deal, and they want you to be a part of it.
Whoa.
What does it consist of? Oh, yeah. So I was like, yeah, what does this consist of? And pretty much it was like a Snapchat, like, Ninja Warrior knockout.
I watched some of those episodes.
Yeah, so it's pretty much you ran the qualifier, and pretty much if you moved on, they would, like, pay for your flights, pay for your hotel, pay for your food, and pretty much you just do, like, this whole question and answer, pretty much sponsored by Snapchat.
Yeah.
And so he was like, hey, we would love for you to be a part of it, but you will not be able to compete on the TV show this year. And so I was like, man, like, I sat in the walking line with, like, some of my closest friends. Like, we came together, we were all in together, and I was just like, you know what, man, like, I'm, like, this close from getting redemption.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, like, I really appreciate the offer, I just can't take it.
Dang, that's solid.
Which now I look back on it, I'm like, oh, God. So,
because you have to think.
He also told me on that phone call. Yeah, go ahead.
You have to think, like the people that do go on that show, it's kind of like, because of course, like the The veterans are going to be on the main show. Competition through the roof, you know, especially getting in the top 15 slots. But the Snapchat show could have been, you know, a lesser skill wise. I'm talking skill wise, like for competitors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, who knows? Like the biggest thing for me, I guess, is not knowing what could have happened.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I think that's like the biggest thing for me. But pretty much that same phone call after I told him like, no, I really appreciate it, but I just can't do it. He was like, well, just to let you know, we are switching up how the walk on line.
Yep, I heard about this. I was heartbroken, dude.
Yeah, which is like a big like when he pretty much said instead of doing the walk on line, it's going to be a walk on lottery. So
yeah.
They pretty much like post a location on their website, and it was like meet at this park, this date, this time, and we met there. And there was people showing up that saw that link or saw that post.
Yeah, man, like
showing up from like sitting off their couch. One guy was like, "Oh, I've never done ninja before. I thought I would just put my name in the hat and try the lottery."
That must have hurt your soul.
Oh yeah, especially just training so hard and having the feeling of like being on the show. It like pushed me even more. Just having that feeling and wanting to get back there all year, and then not getting the call, jumping into the walk-on line for 2 weeks, just you know, keeping my spot in line. Like, hey, I'm number 4 again. Like, I'm running. To, hey, like, it's to the pick of the luck of the draw at this point. It was tough, but luckily, I was able to get crazy enough pick number 4 in the
Are you the same number?
Yeah, same number. So
that's
I was
crazy.
Number 4 season, number 4 in the walk-on line, and then now number 4 in the lottery pick.
Wow.
Which I was stoked, but I was also so bummed for like some of the guys that were waiting in the line with me.
It's a bittersweet feeling, yeah.
Yeah, like I was so excited, but I was so bummed at the same time because obviously it meant a lot to them to run as well, and just not see them run, it was a bummer. But yeah, year 2. Same deal. I did really well. Obviously, I had the experience of running my rookie year, and so the bad part it was pouring rain the entire competition.
Whoa.
So, so everything was super slippery. You couldn't get a grip on anything. Your shoes were like soaking wet. Once again, made it to obstacle 5, the same obstacle taken out the year prior. Went down. Same thing. I got out of the water. So stoked.
It was the same obstacle?
Same number obstacle.
Different obstacle.
Idea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I had people ask me like, "Hey, would you have done something different?" And I tell them like straight up, I'm like no. Yeah, that was the game plan going into it was to do this lâché and try to grab instead of reaching out and grabbing it. That was the game plan going into it, and just didn't work out. And obviously, I mean, I wish it could have ended up different.
Oh yeah.
I stuck to the game plan. I talked to the training partners, and that was the goal going into it, and it just didn't work out. And that happens. That happens a lot in competitions and training
and life.
And in life, and it just happened to be on the show. But luckily, once again, I made it far enough, fast enough to make it to the city finals for my year straight. Yeah, and so did the entire qualifier up the warped wall, and there I was staring at
the salmon ladder. Oh man!
Haunted me for the past.
See, I don't know this. I'm hearing this for the first time, so it feels like I'm there right now, bro. Like
yeah, it haunted me for like the past year. And I just remember, I wish somebody got a picture, but I never seen one. I drop down from the warped wall, I look at it, and I just point. I just stare at the same line, I just point to it.
I think I seen that in a video. Wasn't that on the trailer or something?
It might have been.
Because I remember, like you say, you looked up and like you point or something. I remember seeing that on like a video.
Man, I want it so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made it up successfully. And then on next one took me out, but I was the same thing, man. Every time I hit the water, I make it further and further. I just know, like, just keep doing what I'm doing, keep training, and eventually I'll make it to the end and hit that buzzer and, you know, live out the dream. So.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you're talented, man. You and Joey, man, you guys were crazy good. Crazy good. But again, like you say, when you train at the gym is completely different than the actual show. Because there's so many more variables. There's the adrenaline, just the cameras, the cheering, so many things can get to you. And it takes the smallest thing, the smallest, step, the smallest tweak in anything you do on the salmon ladder, on the steps, the balancing obstacles. Don't even get me started about those for you to hit the water. But so you did make it past the salmon ladder.
Yeah. My the city final was my second year.
Okay.
Past the salmon ladder. And I think that's what draws me to the sport even more is that, like, one mistake, like, everything's over. There's not like, oh, you had a bad at bat and, you know, you're going to come back up and try again, like, in the next couple innings, or you missed the catch in football, but, you know, like, you know, a couple more plays, he's going to throw it to me again.
Yeah.
It's just, once you make that one mistake, like, you know, the entire trip is on the line.
The entire trip.
The entire trip, and it's once a year, so, like, you train the entire year for it, and so it's you have to be careful on every move you make on the show.
It's not like a sports league where you can have a bad game and then come back, you know, the next week and try again. So it's more so, it's more so like UFC fighters or MMA fighters in a sense, where they train for months on end and then they have that one fight. And let's say they get knocked out or knock the person out. It's just that one fight. But man, like, there's so much stress that goes into it. But I understand the stress it took. When I went with Phil, I think it was the year before your first year, you weren't there or something. So I didn't get to experience that with you, the whole walk on line, everything. I know the stress, bro. I know. So the fact that you just do that, but then after everything, get that call where you're like, all right, we changed the system. It's a lottery now. I remember seeing it from Phil's social media. And right when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Because I'm thinking about you guys. You guys have been out there for weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of the things. You got to roll with the punches. And I guess just like another obstacle that we just have to overcome.
Exactly.
And, like, luckily I did. And it just, you know, like, same thing with Phil. Like, it just didn't happen for him that day, which sucks because he was runner number 2 that year. And like I said, it was a bummer not seeing, you know, some of my closest friends not get the pick, even though they were waiting in the same line with me. But luckily they were there. They were on the sidelines, and I was stoked to have them there.
True. So what inspired you to create the documentary that you put out?
Oh, man. Believe it or not, I actually watched the documentary of Conor McGregor, the MMA player.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I watched his documentary, and it kind of reminded me a lot of how I started. And he came up from a gym that really didn't have a lot, and same with me. I started just, you know, messing around playgrounds when I was younger, and then just swinging from chains and lanyards, and not having a lot, and kind of just built the way up. You know, upgraded from a small corner of a gym into getting a little bit bigger of a gym, and
that's right.
Progressing from
we
there.
had the left side of one room.
It was not very big, but yeah, just working my way up, and obviously with every great story, there's always, you know, ups and downs. And, you know, with not getting the call after training for that long, that was my down, and obviously falling on something that's super important for me and trying to overcome that. And I think it was a great story, so I had to throw it out there. It took me about a month to gather all the footage.
I bet.
When I was like young. So I was stoked because growing up, I always had a camera in my hands, whether it was taking pictures or video. And so I was just stoked that I captured some of those moments on camera, and I still have them to this day.
Yep.
I was stoked I was able to put it into a project like this and show it to the world. So
it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing. You guys definitely need to check that out. I remember always when we're training at the gym, like recording and stuff, acting like the host of the show.
Yeah, I was looking for that footage. I was gonna add that footage.
I wish I knew where those videos were. That was so much fun, man.
They're out there somewhere.
But where can they find your documentary? People listening, where?
On my YouTube channel. Type in "Life of Austin" or Austin Seibert, or it's in the link of my Instagram bio, Austin Seibert Ninja. Just click the link and that'll take you straight to it.
Dope, man. Well, I just wanted to say thanks so much for taking time out to get on my podcast. Feels like I'm talking to a celebrity now.
No, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Keep up the good work. I know you're going to be on that show again. If not next year, sometime in the future. But the thing is, you're taking all of these skills, you're taking all of these lessons you've learned from past failures, and you're going to adapt that into reaching success and getting further. So
I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. We need to get you back in.
Oh, yeah.
We can start training again.
100%. I already talked to Phil, bro.
Yeah, we're getting the gang back together.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you have a good rest of the day, man, and I'll talk to you very soon.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too. Austin, such a great person, you guys. And the documentary is so well put together. And this is coming from someone that's followed that journey. And just the way he told the story, it nails not just the emotional side, but also the physical side. And, you know, just everything he said in this podcast. If you're watching on video, if you're not watching on video, go subscribe to YouTube. You can see Austin speak for himself on video. We'll have the screen capture, and make sure to subscribe. I want to thank all of you guys for watching this podcast and listening. And don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe. And again, this is Amadi Gray. Make sure to go check out Austin's podcast, Austin, the Real Deal Seibert. And we will see you guys very soon on another episode of the Amadi Gray podcast. Take care.